Are we live? Not yet.
I believe so. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to PTE Today live demo sessions. How are you, Ali?
I'm good. How are you, Atik?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, dear viewers, as our usual ritual, we bring you every day little demo sessions in the evening on behalf of Sydney PTE Study Centre for you to utilize your time and to get a better understanding of how PTE works and how you can use our advice to maximize your chances of getting your scores. Today, we are here to discuss a very painstaking topic, which some students consider to be nightmarish, but shouldn't necessarily be so. And we are talking about essay writing from the writing section. So I've pulled out Ali today to clear every doubt within the next 15-20 minutes and to give you easy 15 out of 15 in your essay writing within the shortest period of time, which is today itself. So the floor is yours, Ali.
Thank you,
Let's get
Atik.
through it.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Essay writing is in your writing section, and this task contributes to your writing score. The way we will discuss this session is from the marking criteria perspective, what Pearson has posted on their website and in their marking guides. It is so easy to get 15 out of 15 in just 25 minutes. Stay with us for 20-25 minutes and you will know how writing an essay is as easy as, I don't know, maybe drinking a cup of water. Okay. If you guys see the marking criteria and if you guys, Atik, can see it, each essay has 15 marks, yeah?
Yes.
I'm gonna leave out the content. I will be discussing the other criterion, yeah? So let's start with the form. For the form, you will get 2 marks. What does this mean? If you write 200 to 300 words, you will get 2 out of 2 in the form, yeah? Okay. So strictly, everyone must only write from 200 to 300, and you are easy getting 2 out of 2 in the form, okay? Right. If I move to the next one, I take, there are 2 marks coming from the development, structure, and coherence.
What does that mean? Like, what is structure, coherence, all that stuff?
In essay PTE, each essay must have 4 passages. For example, you start with introduction, body 1, body 2, conclusion. This is the structure, okay? And this structure, those passages must be coherent to each other. It must be well structured, yeah? Like the examiner will test how smoothly you jumped from body 1 to body 2. What connector did you use, yeah? Was it coherent enough? The entire essay, was it coherent and well structured? If so, you will get 2 out of 2.
But how can I know if I'm flowing properly? Do I have a structure? How do I know it? And well, you know, what can we do in order to always ensure that at least my development and structure and coherence is there?
You simply shouldn't worry. We have come up with a template provided by our center that has got the best development. It is well structured and coherent, yeah? If you apply the template just as it is, yeah, if you memorize it and write it as it is, you will get 2 out of 2 straight to the point from the development, structure, and coherence. No drama at all. You don't need to come up with anything from your side.
So Ali, one more question quickly. So as also it says development, structure, and coherence. So you said you know, we have a template which will help us with that. Do we need, you know, how many sort of structures do we have? Is there just 1, 2, you know, if this happens? Because I know in PT there are several types of questions that that may come up in the exam. So you have 1 topic. But do we need, you know, 1 template for this, 1 template for the other? Since we have that, you know, what's the situation here?
What's the point of coming with 10 templates? I'm not going to come up with 10 templates and give it to my students. We have come up with 1 template, only 1 template that fits any question prompt. You just need to understand how to use the template, memorize it, and congratulations in advance. Very good question, Atik. We have only 1 template, apply it, and all the time 1 + 1 = 2.
Thank you. All right, excellent.
If I move to the next one, I take grammar, everyone's nightmare, yeah? And here in Pearson grammar, it refers to the way you are controlling your complex language, okay? The way you are writing your complex sentences, your compound sentences, and so on. But hold on.
Sorry, so from the marking guideline, it looks like I need to actually write down complex sentence, compound sentences. But you know, in the exam, maybe I'm a little bit anxious, nervous, or it's, you know, depending on my skill level in English, I may tend to struggle doing that or end up making grammatical errors. So what sort of advice do you have for me?
Okay. The advice is one word: template. The
Okay.
template we have come up with has got the proper grammar. It is free of grammar mistakes. The sentences are complex, compound. It's a combination of sentences. Okay.
Okay.
There are only gaps that you need to fill it up with. Those gaps must be filled up most of the time either by a phrase. Okay. A phrase can be like pollution rate. Okay. This is a phrase, a
Okay.
noun phrase, or by a simple sentence. Simple sentence is a very basic grammar in English. It is a
Okay.
subject, verb, object, or only or sometimes it's only subject and verb. Okay.
Right.
So the only challenge students do have is to write either a phrase or a
Hmm.
simple sentence, and those are the basics in the grammar.
What if I
Moreover,
make what if I make bits and bobs of grammatical mistakes? What happens then?
okay, I'll ask you a question. Atik, I am in the train right now.
Hmm.
Is there any grammar problem in my sentence? I am in the train.
Technically, yes, because you're on the train. You should be on the train.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
not in. But
yeah.
the sentence, on first note, when you asked this question, I didn't think about it. I was
Okay.
almost about to say, no, there isn't any. But I just processed it for a second, and that
Mm.
I found out that tiny little error. But
Mm.
what if that happens in the exam?
Yeah. So the sentence I mentioned now, I'm in the train, it's wrong. So I can't say for public transport, I can't use the preposition of place in. I have to use on.
Yes.
I'm on the train, I'm on the bus. Yeah.
Yes.
However, if I say I'm in the train, students or the meaning is the same. It doesn't have an impact on the meaning. And
Right.
here the mistake tends to be insignificant. Yeah. In this case, if you
Okay.
make such types of mistakes, the examiner will not penalize you. You won't lose marks. Okay.
So you're telling that Pearson themselves, they have mentioned that as long
Yes.
as the sentence it's understandable, the meaning can be inferred, even if there are tiny errors like this.
True.
There you will not be penalized. And of
As long
course, the template has the majority of the sentences structured anyway.
the
Okay.
template has the trickiest sentences, you only need
Yes.
to come up with the gaps. If you
Okay.
make a mistake which is not that significant, it has no impact on the meaning, you will be safe. However,
Okay.
what if I say, let's take it to the other side. Let's eat kids, and I forget to place the comma after eat.
Yeah.
Be the
Yeah.
same meaning.
Now, obviously, we will end up eating our kids.
Yeah, you will end up committing a crime. Let's
Right.
eat kids. It has to be with a comma.
Okay.
Such a mistake will impact your meaning. So for the grammar as well, it is guaranteed 2 out of 2. Apply the grammar, apply our template, and when you fill
Okay.
up the gaps, fill it up either a phrase or a simple sentence.
And also, from grammar to that next point, it says general linguistic range. This is a little ambiguous, too confusing for me. What does that mean?
Yes, general linguistic range will have 2 out of 2, and this refers to the smoothness of your expression. How smooth was your expression? Within the paragraph itself, how did you get rid of the ambiguity in your
Okay.
speech? What are the words that you use to convey your meaning? Like in body 2, for example, you need to talk about the positive impacts of using a credit card, yeah? What are the set of words that you use to convince the one who's reading your essay that you are right?
So do I have to, again, think of more words to
Oh,
take care of linguistic range?
definitely no, you aren't doing that. Why? Because we have come up with a template that has a lot of words that have a general linguistic range to ensure that you are getting rid of the ambiguity and you are conveying and convincing the reader in your points of view.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And if I move to the next one, 2 marks for the vocabulary range. You're not gonna
So,
do anything.
so
Yes.
as per our understanding, so in order for us to get vocabulary scores, we need to come up with bombastic words and just to impress the system. So,
Okay.
what if I instantly they don't come about? So, what do I do?
Yes, this is a good question. For this purpose, we have developed the template with wide vocabulary range. Yeah, here they refer to the list of collocation that you are using in your writing. Okay, the template itself, which has 200 words, our template has 200 words, has got the vocabulary range score 2 out of 2 by bombarding the computer with a very wide list of collocation, and you are on the safe side. 2 out of 2, not 1 mark less.
Okay, excellent. All right, sounds good.
And the last one is spelling, 2 out of 2.
So with regards to spelling, of course, since you've just mentioned that there are 200 words in the template and I just have to write down few more other words, as long as I'm able to spell those words correctly, I should be fine. Yes?
Yeah. So for the spelling, to get 2 out of 2, you must make no spelling mistakes at all. If you make one spelling mistake, you lose 1 mark. And if you make 2 spelling mistakes, you lose the 2 marks.
Oh, okay.
How to secure 2 out of 2 in spelling? I will give you quick tips. Number 1, apply the template as it is. Memorize the spelling of the template. Number 2, make sure you check your spelling all the time and your typing.
Okay.
Number 3, too many times the words that you need to spell, you may find it in the examiner's questions prompt. Yeah. So check at the top of the screen. The examiner may have written some words for you, like if it's from the question prompt. You can just have a look at the way it's written and you write it the same. Number 4, if you have a doubt about any word, try to think of a synonym of it. Yeah. And come up with a synonym. And number 5, and this is very important, if you still have a doubt about some words, try to write it on the paper rather typing first, because if you write something, it helps you better imagine the proper spelling.
All right. So just one more question with regards to spelling as well. So, you know, I'm not too sure when I'm writing whether I'm writing, you know, whether should I be writing British convention of spelling or American convention of spelling. So is there a preference there? So do I have to write down either one of them, or what is the case here?
Any of them works as long as you stick to one style. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you started your essay with American, you have to finish it up with American. So for one single item, it has to be one spelling style. If you started American writing analyze by Z, and if you get a word like center after, you have to write it ER. If you write it RE, you mix later, the next one will be penalized. Yeah, it will be a penalty against you. So I think now we have discussed 12 points out of 15.
Yes, so
you tell me.
It looks like that I can already get 12 by keeping my eyes shut and just type my template up, and I'm very close to getting 12 out of 12.
Yeah,
by simply applying the template.
If you just apply the template, you will get 2 out of 2 in the form, writing 200 to 300 words. Development structure and coherence template. Grammar is from the template. General linguistic range template. Vocabulary range template. Spelling is the only challenging, and I give you 5 tips to avoid any spelling mistake. You just need to pay attention.
Right.
So far, guys, in 10 minutes, we have secured 12 out of 15 in our essay. 12 out of 15.
So
we still have the content. We still have the content.
Yeah.
For the content, you aren't allowed to get 0. If you get 0 in the content, you will get direct 0 in everything. So you need to score at least 1.
Okay.
The strategy I will show you will help you to score 3 out of 3 all the time. And that's why it's called Write Essay, Easy 15 out of 15. Easy.
Okay. All right.
However, in the worst case scenario, you will be only scoring 2 out of 3. You will lose only 1 mark.
All right.
Okay.
So the worst that's the worst case scenario.
This is the very worst case scenario that none of us hopefully will get. But even in the worst case scenario, you are still getting 14 out of 15 in total.
Quite impressive.
For the content, to get the content, I came up with 4 points. Okay. First of all, you need to write the topic statement or the general statement. This is the first thing you need to think about in the exam. After that, you need to develop your 2 main ideas. Then those main ideas must get 2 supporting ideas, 1 idea for each. And then you need to imagine and make up 2 examples.
Okay, so I need topic statement, I need 2 main ideas, followed by 2 supporting ideas, and then have examples to support them. Right, so I'm not too sure about the, how do I begin, and the topic, it's a topic statement as well. So can you please just give a demonstration into how can I develop a topic statement?
Yep. So let's go to the topic statement or general statement. How to come up with a general statement. As soon as you get the question prompt and the topic by the examiner, you need to read it well and look for the keywords. And here when I say the keywords, I refer to the words of thought, to the main parts of speech. Yeah, you have to look at the verbs, at the adjectives, at the nouns, at the adverbs. Don't ever ignore them, okay? So what you can do is maybe on the notebook you're given by the examiner, you can write down the main parts of speech, the main words on top of each other. Yeah, because those are the words of thought that if the computer detects in your essay, your score will be on fire, your content score. Okay.
Okay, so from this question, it obviously looks like companies' top level authority. So when you read the whole question, obviously, company authorities, they do come as, decisions. Those sounds like they are keywords. Okay.
Yeah. So here, if you just read company top level authorities take employee suggestions, ideas, make decisions, those sorts of thought, they will let you have like, you can imagine the topic itself. Okay. So once you've written all of them next to each other, now you need to come up with a general statement. So you need to paraphrase those to come up with a meaningful phrase.
Yeah, it looks like it's a paraphrased version of that first prompt sentence. Okay.
Sometimes if you are so lucky, you may get it paraphrased already. You just need to take it as it is and chuck it in our template. The gaps, we have in our template 13 gaps. 6 of them must be filled up with this topic statement. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'll just stop you right there. So you just said there are about 13 gaps in the template. This topic statement is already going to fill up half of it.
It will fill up to half of it.
Can you please give me an example?
Definitely.
Please give me an example so that I already know that I've done, 90% of my job.
Okay. I will go to the first sentence in our essay. Yeah. So here, after picking up the keywords, I came up with a general statement. My general statement is as students and viewers can see it on the screen. So in my template, I will start the importance of, I have a gap. This gap, okay, must be filled up with this statement. So I will say the importance of considering employee suggestions and ideas when making decisions by company top-level authorities, which was always debatable, has now become more controversial. Full stop. This is sentence number 1 in my template. You have restated the general statement. You have given the best first impression to the computer. What impression? You have included all the keywords. And this is how, using the item response theory, your score, your content score is on fire.
Oh, my life is so easy now. So all I have to do is just paraphrase the question a little bit, get those the keywords, just make up a small statement, imply that on the template, and it should do the trick.
Done. You already got most of your score. And if you are lucky enough, you may get it already paraphrased. You just make sure you don't ignore any of the keywords and place it in your first gap, which is the general statement gap.
And what should be our next steps after we get the topic statement?
As soon as you come up with the main idea, you need to think of two. As soon as you come up with the general statement, you need to think of two main ideas.
Right. Okay.
Here, the main ideas. Please, students, just stay calm. Don't overthink it, and think about the real life examples, real life scenario. Pearsons need you to write a debatable, argumentative essay. It must have a debate, side 1, side 2, positive impact, negative impact. Sometimes it may be problem solution, yeah? So you need to write 2 ideas that convey a debate or an argument, yeah? Here, as per this question, I need to come up with 2 ideas by which one of them is positive and one of them is negative. And I prefer all the time to start negative to starting positive. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Ali, just to reiterate the message that you've just shared. So this is Pearson's advice to have our essay written in an argumentative or a debatable manner.
Yes.
And I'm already guessing our template already accommodates that.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So our template, for example, when you move to body 1 to body 2, it has the discourse marker, however, or nevertheless. Right. So here, as soon as the computer detects it, it knows that you are moving from one side to another side, which is opposite, probably, yeah? And this is how the argument is established.
Very convenient.
Yeah. So you need to come up with 2 ideas. Here in this context, it will be 1 negative, 1 positive. When I say negative, don't overthink it. Think of the real exam or of the real life scenario. In the negative one, you need to come up with keywords that do have a negative and do convey a negative meaning. Like here, Atik, regardless essay, if I tell you misuse of power, do you think of positive or negative things?
Negative, definitely, because misuse is negative.
It's a negative term. And this is how the computer, using the big data tool, will score you up. So in body 1, there is a gap where we tell our students, please write your main idea here. You need to write misuse of power for their personal benefits, and the computer will score you up. When you move to body 2, you need to do the same, but from a positive perspective. And here I came up with an idea, exposure of hidden talents of some employees. If you hear this one, if you are on train and you heard this one, do you get to your brain positive or negative thoughts?
Definitely positive, I think.
That's how the computer will score you up. Okay.
Okay. So this is how this is the manner of getting out the main ideas from the question. So rather than thinking or overthinking, just use the real life scenarios.
Real life scenario.
Real life scenarios and keep it simple. Okay.
And the best part here that there is a gap where it is symbolized for you to be filled up by a main idea. You just need to fill it up as it is. As it is. Okay.
Sounds easy.
Yes. And if I move to the next one, Atik, I mentioned that you need to come up with 2 supporting ideas. In academic writing, when a writer is writing, he or she starts with a claim, which is the main idea, and then they support it with a supporting idea.
Okay.
Simply, when you think about supporting idea, think about the impact of your main idea. Okay.
All right.
So I talked about negative idea, misuse of power for their personal benefits. You need to come up with the impact of this one as a supporting idea. So yeah. Easy. So I said here, diminishing companies' growth. Yeah, just come up with it. Yeah, come up with anything has negative meaning and reflects on your claim. Yes, Atik.
Sorry. So by the time I get to from main ideas to supporting ideas, what if I struggle to get 2 supporting ideas? What happens then?
Yeah, we've got the solution for you. In our template, by the way, the template requirement, the bare minimum, you don't need to write supporting idea number 2.
Oh,
okay.
Excuse me.
So,
wait.
Yes,
so you said I can just say one main supporting idea and then I'm fine?
Yes, true.
Okay.
In body 1, you need to come up with a supporting idea that convey a negative meaning in this context. In body 2, even though here we came up with a supporting idea just for extra teaching, yeah, our template has got a phrase which gives a sign to the computer that you are mentioning a supporting idea which is positive. Yeah. So here, if you only write it as it is in any essay, you will get it. Yeah. For extra teaching, we have come up with this one when I said creating new ideas that would have never thought before. Okay.
All too easy.
It's so easy.
Thank you.
So the bare minimum, you need supporting idea 1. Supporting idea 2 is not necessary because we have already developed it in our template as a fixed structure.
Okay. And also, as you mentioned that there has to be examples, do they really have to be very, very logical and the numbers have to be true to the fact? What's the scenario here?
Okay, here for the examples, I will tell my students, close your eyes and imagine any example, no matter the numbers or the facts or who has conducted the example, as long as it is relevant to the claim that you have made at the beginning. What does this mean? Just make up any example that is aligned to the claim. Like if you say misuse of power, just try to come up with an example. Yeah, diminishing companies' growth. Come up with an example. I said profits in companies where employees are involved in decision making have declined by 13%.
Right. Okay.
Who conducted the research? Where did I get my numbers from?
No idea.
But is it relevant to the claim that I have made before?
Yes. So
this
the
is
facts,
what
I think the figures are not relevant, but you provided an example. That's what's giving you the points. Okay.
Same goes to body example number 2. When you say employees' efficiency has increased by 21%, this is a positive phrase. It is a positive example, and the computer will say, "Oh, they are doing well."
Okay.
If you do so, I guarantee 3 out of 3. The worst, 2 out of 3. And you already got 12, so either 15 out of 15 or 14 out of 15. All what you need to do is to be quick enough with typing. You need to get our template. You need to understand how to use the template, and you need to memorize it, and you are on top of it.
No wonder they call you the professor of SLE. You've comprehensively explained how you should how you can get the main ideas, but at the same time how you can get full marks, 15 out of 15 in your essay. Thank you for that comprehensive lesson, Ali.
Thank you so much, Atik.
Dear viewers, thanks for watching this video. But if you still want a full lesson, a lecture, please comment below, and then we can arrange that for you. And thanks for watching this video. Ali, thank you so much. That concludes our PTE Today demonstration. We will catch you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.